So this reading, we're going to do the next 30 days in July, because July is just around the corner. So I'm going to do exactly what I did with the June reading, which is we're going to take it 1 week at a time rather than just do kind of like a general, because then that way you know what to expect in each week leading up to the end of July. So let me get my cards and I'll be right back. The funny thing about this reading is that when I picked the packs according to each pile, and then within each pile I did the same with the old cards. Now, if you've been following me, you kind of know that I've begun to mix my cards up. So I've got the newer pack and I've got the older pack, and I've started to mix them both up because I feel that the older pack gives me a lot more information leading to the blocks, subconscious, helps me to link into that, whereas the newer one is far more directive, far more showing me changes, showing me instant things and things happening. So let's start with week 1 of July. Now, week 1 again isn't going on a Monday to Sunday kind of thing. It's going on a 1st of July to the 7th of July. So we're actually going literal in terms of the numbers. So from the 1st of July to the 7th of July, what can you expect and what can happen and will happen in your life? Well, one thing I love about this is immediately it's got the Wheel of Fortune and it's got progress. So things are going in the right direction. So if currently you're feeling a little lackluster, a little fed up, frustrated, feeling as if you're in the endless loop, like the wheel, but just going in the opposite direction, that things just aren't happening. And being a manifesting coach, I can understand that. We all go through those energy flows and troughs and stuff. So if you're in that kind of lower energy, just know that we are literally days away from stepping into July. Now, this is not saying that you have to wait for the 1st of July in order to feel this happening, this change happening within you. But what you need to do is know that things will dramatically change. Now, I use the word dramatically quite loosely because we don't want to go with the concept that it's like an overnight 360